Hello everyone, welcome to Crochet Diva. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to crochet an easy baby dress yoke. In my channel, I share how to crochet tutorials and tips. To improve your crocheting skills, please subscribe to Crochet Diva and do not forget to hit the notification bell. In today's video tutorial, I'm going to share with you how to crochet this shell stitch very easy baby dress yoke. This is how the baby dress yoke will look after finishing it. So you can see this is the neck, and also you can see the sleeve. There's two sleeves on two sides, and this is the back part. In the back part I have added 3 buttons to close the back part of the baby dress. This yoke will fit a girl aged around 3 to 5 years, and the chest measurement of this yoke is nearly 26 inches. If you want to make smaller size, you can take a smaller hook, and also you can take smaller size yarn like size 3 yarn. In this pattern I have used cottony DK yarn 50 gram. This yarn is from Signet and the shade is vanilla. It is really soft and comfortable yarn. It has a lovely shine as well. You will need 2 balls of this. In addition to that, I have used a 3.0mm hook for this project. So let's start making it. With my yarn and a 3.0mm hook, I will start by making a slip knot. After making the slip knot, we'll make 105 chains. To do the chains, I will yarn over the hook and pull through the loop. In this way we are going to do 105 chains, and I'll be back after doing all of these chains. To make your counting easy, you can use stitch markers. Normally what I do, after each 20 chains I put a stitch marker to mark that stitch. By following the pattern, I have done 105 chains. As you can notice, I have done my 105 chains and I have marked each 20 chains. In this way you will be able to count your chains easily. Next I will do one more chain. This last chain is the turning chain for the next row. Start row 1 by making a single crochet in the second chain. This is the first, this is the second, so we'll do 1 single crochet in the second chain. So set your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through these 2 loops. So here's my first single crochet is ready. In this way I'm going to do another single crochet. So insert your hook into the next chain, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through these 2 loops. Continue doing single crochet in each chains until we reach all the way to the last chain. This is how my project looks like after doing all of the single crochet stitches. So I'm in the last stitch. And I'm going to do 1 single crochet in the last stitch. Next, do a chain. Here's my chain 1, and then turn your project. This is a really easy row of single crochets. So in the first stitch we're going to do 1 single crochet. Then we'll do 1 single crochet in each stitch across until we reach the last stitch of this row. I will be back after doing all of these stitches. To complete row 2, we are going to do 1 single crochet in the last stitch. As you can see, I'm doing 1 single crochet in the last stitch. After doing 1 single crochet, we'll do 1, 2, 3 and 4 chains and turn the project. These 4 chains will be counted as a double crochet plus 1 chain. This is the most important row of this project. This pattern has a right and a wrong side. So we are going to mark the right side with a marker so that we can recognize easily the right side. Row 3 is in the right side. To start row 3, we'll do 3 double crochet in the first stitch. 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet and 3. In order to make this pattern easier to understand, we'll call this 4 chain and 3 double crochet together as a half shell or incomplete shell. Next we are going to skip 1, 2, 3 stitches from the last round, and in the next stitch we'll do 3 double crochet, 1, 2, 3, chain 1 and another 3 double crochet in the same stitch. So here you go, 1 double crochet, 2 and 3. So in this stitch we have done a shell of 3 double crochet, chain 1 and another 3 double crochet. Next skip 3 stitch, and in the next stitch we'll do 3 double crochet, 1 double crochet, 2 and 3 double crochet. After doing 3 double crochet, do a chain and another 3 double crochet in the same stitch. We will call these stitches as a shell to make my pattern much more easier for you to understand. This is how the shell pattern will look like after doing these shells. I already have done 2 full shell and a half shell. We need to do 23 more shells. So altogether with these 2 shells we need to do 25 shells, and I have done a half shell, so we are going to do another half shell at the end. Continue doing shells all across this row until you reach the last stitch. We'll be back after doing all of these shells to show you how I have done the end. As you know, I have done a half shell at the beginning of this row, then I have done 25 shells. Now I'm nearly at the last stitch. So here I'm going to put my hook inside the loop and I will skip 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and in the last stitch I will do 3 double crochet, 1, 2, 3. After doing 3 double crochet, we'll chain 1 and another 1 double crochet. So in this way we have done the last shell. So we'll follow this pattern for every row. We are going to do chain 4 as a turning chain and turn our project. In the beginning of row 4 you will see there's a chain space. This is the chain 1 space here, so we are going to work there. We'll do 3 double crochet in the chain space, 1, 2 and 3. So this is our first half shell. We'll do a shell in the next chain space, which is here in between the 3 double crochet stitches. So in the next chain 1 space we'll do 3 double crochet, 1, 2 and 3. After doing these 3 double crochets, we'll do 1 chain and another 3 double crochet in the same chain space. So these stitches all together will form a shell. Now in each chain spaces of the previous shells we are going to do one shell. I will show you again how to do these shells. We are going to do 3 double crochets. So this is the first one, then second and third. After that we'll do a chain and another 3 double crochet. By following this pattern of shells we'll do 25 shells. So there will be one shell in each chain space from the previous row until we reach the last chain space. I will show you how I have done the last chain space. So this is the last chain space. We are going to do a half shell in there. As you can see, I have reached the last chain space here. So this is the last chain space and we are going to do one half shell here. So to do the half shells, we'll do 3 double crochet in the chain space, 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet and 3 double crochet. After doing 3 double crochet we'll do chain 1. Here I'm going to do 1 chain and another double crochet in the same chain space. So this is my last half shell, and then I will do chain 4, chain 1, 2, 3 and 4 and turn the project over. Shell pattern of this beautiful yoke has started coming out really beautifully. We are going to repeat row 4 3 more times. So I'll be back after doing row 5, row 6 and row 7. These all rows are same as row 4. I have come back after doing 3 more rows of shell stitch. Here as you can see I have done 3 more rows of shell stitch, and this is the right side of this project. For the next row we are going to work in the wrong side. Here I'm going to do the turning chains, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So this is the 4 turning chains, and then we are going to turn our project over. Make sure you are in the wrong side of the project. So here in the first chain we are going to do 1 half shell. This will be the back side or back part of this yoke. Here I'm doing the first half shell. So it's 3 double crochet in the same chain space. This will be the right shoulder part of back side. As you can see, we'll do 1, 2, 3 full shells. So I'm going to do the first shell. To do the full shell I will do 3 double crochet, chain 1 and another 3 double crochet in the same chain space. So I have done 1 full shell, and then next I will do 1 more shell in the next chain space. We are doing the back part of right shoulder of this yoke. So in this row we'll do 1 half shell and 3 full shell, and we'll end with 1 more half shell. I'm in the last full shell, as you can see. So I have already done 3 full shell, and now I'm going to do 1 half shell in the 5th chain space. So I'll do 3 double crochet, 3 double crochet, chain 1 and 1 more double crochet in the same chain space. So I have worked around 5 shells, 3 full shell and 2 half shell. Now I'm going to do chain 4 and turn my project over. We'll start the next row. Make sure you are in the right side for the next row. In this row we are going to start by making a half shell in the first chain space. As you can see, I'm doing 3 double crochet in the first chain space. After doing the half shell, we are going to do 3 full shell. So in the next chain space, I will do a full shell. As usual, we are going to do 3 double crochet, chain 1, another 3 double crochet in the same chain space to do the full shell. In this way, we are going to do 3 full shells. Now I'm going to do the second full shell. So as you can see, I have already done 1 half shell and 2 full shells. So I got 1 more full shell left. We are going to do 3 double crochet, chain 1 and another 3 double crochet in the same chain space. So altogether we're gonna do 1 half shell at the first, then 3 full shells and one more half shell in the last space. So I'm just near the last chain space, so in this chain space I'm going to do 3 double crochet, chain 1 and 1 more double crochet in the same chain space. I will get ready for the next row by making chain 4. So as you can see, I already have done 2. Repeat this pattern for 5 more times. So in all together we'll have 7 rows of this pattern. I have come back after doing 5 more rows of repeat, row number 9. As you can see, I have done 4 chains as well, and now I'm going to turn my project over. In this row, I'm going to do 1 half shell in the first chain space. In the next one, I will do a full shell, and in the third one, I will do a half shell. So I'm going to do a half shell in the first chain space. I have done 3 more double crochet in the same chain space. Then to do the full shells in the next chain space, I will do 3 double crochet, then chain 1 and another 3 double crochet in the same chain space. As you can see, I have done a half shell and a full shell, and in the next chain space I will do a half shell. So here I'm going to do 3 double crochet, chain 1 and another double crochet in the same chain space. I will do chain 4 and turn my project over. This row is the last row of back part, right shoulder. So this is the same row as row 15. So we are going to do 1 half shell in the first chain space. It would be 3 double crochet in the first chain space. After doing that, we'll do a full shell in the next chain space. That means we're going to do 3 double crochet, chain 1 and another 3 double crochet in the same chain space. To end this row, we'll do 3 double crochet, two and 3 double crochet, chain 1 and another double crochet in the last chain space. After doing this, here we are going to fasten off, chain 1 to fasten off, and here we are going to trim off the yarn. So our back part right shoulder is done. Make sure your right row was in the wrong side of the project. We will start working on the other end of the project. As you can remember, I have marked the right side of this project with the marker, so I will work on the wrong side. So I'm going to turn my project over, and on the other end I will count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So from in the fifth shell we are going to start working. We are going to start by making a slip knot, and to make sure you are in the wrong side of the project, I'm going to add this slip knot in the fifth shell. Now I'm going to do 4 chains to start this row, and I will do 3 double crochet in the same chain space on top of the last shell. So my half shell is ready. This is the first half shell, and I'm going to do 3 more full shell in between and another half shell at the end. So to do the full shells, I'll do 3 double crochet, chain 1 and another 3 double crochet in the same chain space. So I'm going to repeat it 2 more times. This yoke is really pretty when it turns out beautiful, and I loved the pattern. It's so easy. If you understand this once, it's so easy to make again and again. I already have done 2 shells, so I'm going to do the 3rd shell. Now I will do a half shell. So to do the half shell, I will do 3 double crochet, chain 1 and 1 more double crochet in the same chain space. Now I'm going to do chain 4, and the last chain 4 will be my turning chains. We'll repeat this pattern of row 8 6 more times. I'll be back after doing all of these repeats when I'll be in row 15. As you have noticed, I already have done row 15, so I will do chain 1 and trim off the yarn here. So I will use my scissor to trim it off. I'm trying to show you the left shoulder part of back part and the right shoulder of back part. As you can see, the back part's left shoulder is not ready yet. I just need to do 2 more rows on top of this. So we are in the wrong side of the project, and as you can see, this is nearest part of the sleeve. So I'm going to add my yarn in the first shell, then we'll work a full shell in the middle one and a half shell in the next one. So we are going to work in the first 3 shells, and we left the next 2 shell unworked. After adding the yarn, we'll do chain 4, chain 1, 2, 3 and 4. So we are ready for the first half shell. Next we'll do 3 double crochet in the same chain space. So I'm going to do 1 double crochet, two double crochet and 3. We'll do a full shell in the next chain space of the last shell. So we're going to do 3 double crochet, chain 1 and another 3 double crochet in the same shell. After finishing this full shell, we'll do a half shell in the third chain space. So I'm doing 3 double crochet, chain 1 and 1 more double crochet in the same chain space, and I will do chain 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So this round is ready, and then I'm going to turn my project over. Next row is same as the last row, so we are going to do 3 double crochet in the first shell, first half shell, then we'll do a full shell in the next chain space. So I will do 3 double crochet, chain 1 and another 3 double crochet in the same chain space. This pattern is really easy. You just need to give it a little more concentration, and in the last chain space we are going to do a half shell. So I'm doing 3 double crochet, then chain 1 and another double crochet in the same chain space. As this is the last row, we are going to trim off the yarn here. Cut the yarn off. So your right and left shoulder is ready now. As you can notice, I have done left shoulder and right shoulder of back part. Now we need to do the front part. We'll come to the front side of the project. So as you can see, this is the front side and this is the right side of the front. So we'll turn it over and work on the wrong side of the project. I will skip 1 shell, 2, 3 and 4 full shells. So we are going to skip 4 full shells, and in the next shell, in the 5th shell, we'll add our yarn by making a slip knot. I'm going to pull my yarn here. So I skipped 4 shells and pulling my yarn in 5th shell. So here we are going to do a half shell. As you already know how to do the half shells, I'm going to do chain 4 and 3 double crochet in the same chain space. I have tried my best to give you really clear instructions and with lots of explanations, so that it would be easier for you to understand this pattern. So it's a really easy pattern. In the next chain space, we are going to do a full shell. I also have tried to give you the written pattern so it would be easier for you to understand. Also, you can keep a notebook with you so that you can write down important things like how many shells you need to do. So we are going to do more shells, 2, then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9th shell will be the last shell. We are going to do the half shell here, and also we are going to skip the last 4 shells. I'll be back after doing these 8 shells and to show you how I have done the 9th shell. I already have done 1 half shell and 7 full shell. Now I'm in the 9th shell. Here I'm going to do a half shell. To do the half shell, I will do 3 double crochet in the last chain space. After doing 3 double crochet, I will do chain 1 and another double crochet in the same chain space. And then I will do chain 4 to get ready for the next row and turn this project over. We will repeat row 8 3 more times. I'm in 9th row of chest or front side. As you can see, I have done 1 half shell at the first and then 7 full shell, and I ended it with another half shell. So we need to repeat this row 3 more times, and I'll be back after doing these 3 rows. You can notice I have done 3 more rows of repeat of row 8. So this is how my project looks like now. I'm at the end of row 11, so I will do chain 4 and then turn my project over. For this row we'll start with a half shell, so we're going to do 3 double crochet in the first chain space. Next we'll do a full shell in the next chain space here, so we are going to do a full shell here. So we'll do 3 double crochet, chain 1 and another 3 double crochet in the same chain space. In this row we are working on only 3 shells, so this is the second shell. Next shell we'll do a half shell, so in the chain space we'll do 3 double crochet, chain 1 and 1 more double crochet. We'll do all of these stitches in the same chain space. We'll finish this row by doing chain 4 and turn our project over. We are going to repeat this row 12 4 more times, so I'll be back after doing these repeats of 4 rows. I have worked 5 rows of 3 shells. As you can see, I have started from row 12. Now I'm going to trim off my yarn here to end this row. So as you can see, I have trimmed it off, and now one side of the chest is ready. We are going to work on the other side now, and also you can see I'm in the wrong side of this project, so we'll work in the last 3 shells. So we'll do a half shell in the first one, a full shell in the middle one, and in the last one we'll do another half shell. We'll add yarn by making a slip knot in the thread from the last, so we are going to add it here. So as you can see, I'm working in the last 3 shells and I'm in the wrong side of the project, so I'm going to do a half shell in the first chain space as usual, and in the next one we'll do a full shell. So I'll show you how I have done the half shell. As you know, I need to do 3 double crochet in the same chain space. So we'll do a full shell in the next chain space from the last row. So we are going to do a full shell by doing 3 double crochet, chain 1 and another 3 double crochet in the same chain space. I have tried my best to keep a series so that it would be easier for you to understand, and I have kept the rows separately for you to make it easier. So I will do a half shell in the last chain space. After doing 3 double crochet, chain 1 and another 1 double crochet in the last chain space, so we'll get ready for the next row by making 4 chains and turn the project over. So like the other side of this chest, we are going to do 4 more repeat of this row. I'll be back to show you how I have finished the last row. As you have seen, I already have done 4 rows repeat and I'm in the last row now. Here we are going to do chain 1 and trim off the yarn. I will cut the yarn off here. Now I'm going to show you how it looks like. So this is the back part, and then armholes. We are in the wrong side, then this is the front part, and then another armholes and the back part. So now I'm going to fold it twice. You can see this is the back of this yoke, and if I turn it over, this will be the front part. We'll add both of the shoulders together. So first we need to sew the shoulders together. This is the right side, so we'll work on the wrong side of the project. So this is the wrong side. I'm going to add this strap and the other strap of the shoulder together with the tapestry needle and this yarn. As you can see how I am going to join that. Let's sew these two parts of the shoulder quickly. So as you can see, I'm using my needle and in through of both of the stitches of both straps. Following same instructions or same way with the tapestry needles, you need to do the other shoulder, join the other shoulder as well. Just make sure you are in the wrong side of the project, not in the right side, because we want to keep our joins invisible. If you have found this video useful to you, please do not forget to subscribe to my channel. This is how this lovely yoke looks like after doing the joinings and weaving the yarn ends. Now we are going to do the buttons. I will add buttons in the back part. As you can see, I already have done 2 buttons and I'm going to join another button in the first row. With matching yarn and sewing needle, I'm going to add yellow button in the first row of back part. So I will show you how I have sewn it. This is really easy to add this button here, and as you can see on the other part, there's already we have made some holes. The loops will be the holes to fasten the buttons. This is how the yoke looks like after doing the buttons. Also, I have added a row downwards. You can see a shell row downwards, and if you want to make the body part much more longer, you can add 2 or 3 more rows like this. It's downwards, so I have added it in the chains. It looks really beautiful now. Thank you for watching this video, and hopefully you will come back to watch more videos. Happy crocheting from Crochet Diva.